when he was initiated, I was here. When he got the name Jai Govinda, so I shouted, Jai Govinda Prabhu Ke Jai. You forget this.
Maharaj, that is in my heart and memory. When you said it 40 years ago, I can still hear that.
Hare Krishna.
But you left out one thing.
What?
Jai Govinda Das Brahmachari.
Actually, I made mistake. Jai Govinda Das Brahmachari, who will never become Adhikari. But he didn't follow that. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jashodanandan Brij Janaranjana Jashodanandana Brij Janaranjana Jashodanandana Brij Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सचरी श्रृंखला भक्ति वेदांत गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सचरी श्रृंखला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON BBT फाउंडराचार्य His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री गौर राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री श्री नवदीप द्वारका धाम की जय। श्री धाम मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री श्री यमुना मई गंगमयी की जय। श्री श्री तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की। श्री श्री सामवेद भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। Our loving spiritual master, His divine grace, most merciful Savior of the whole world, by spreading holy name, Sanatan Dharma, all over the world. Patit Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Patit Pavan Srila Prabhupada ISKCON Barnavi ki jai. Patit Pavan Shri Radha Madan Mohan Mandir ki jai. Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mata ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari. All glories to humble devotees. All glories to humble devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gaurang. All glories to His divine grace, Srila Prabhupada.
Maharaj ki jai.
Huh? Bhagavad Gita. Om Jnanatimarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunamilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manovishnam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swaymarupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guram Vaishnavamcha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamcha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Shri Radha Kanta Namastute. Tapta Kantana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishavanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpitarvescha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Together everyone, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Patit Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Radha Madan Mohan Bhagwan ki jai. Dear devotees, brothers and mothers, young and old, everybody is welcome. Thank you for joining with us this evening here in Radha Madan Mohan Temple. So, Haribol, by Prabhupada's mercy, I am taking chapter 9 and verse 34 of Bhagavad Gita. So, whole Bhagavad Gita is very, very important, but this verse is very most important. What the Supreme Lord is saying here in this verse. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyajimam namaskaru मामे वैश्यस्य युक्तावे आत्मानं मत्परायणं मन्मना भव मद्भक्तो मध्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यस्य युक्तावे आत्मानं मत्परायणं. Translation, please all of you repeat. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Repeat. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me. And worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Dear devotees, this is the purpose of life. Purpose of life is to return back home, back to Godhead. And how we can accomplish this? By following this verse. Actually, by Prabhupada's mercy, I say this. We are not supposed to do anything here. Why? Because we are not from here. But out of ignorance, I am trying to make a permanent home in a temporary place, this is my ignorance. In one place, Lord has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Suharidam Sarva Bhutanam. He is saying, I am the well-wisher of everyone. And there is no doubt in this. Lord is a well-wisher of everyone. But I am my own enemy. Why? Because I am not following the Lord. I am following my unclean mind, my whims, and preparing a royal road to hell. Dear devotees, the need is to cleanse this mirror of mind, cleanse our dirty mind. Prabhupada gives one example. If a mirror is covered with the dust, you cannot see your face in that. See your face in the mirror, you have to cleanse the dust of the mirror. Same way, we have to clear our mind, our unclean mind. How we can do this? Lord is recommending, engage your mind always in thinking of me. We should always think of Krishna. This morning lecture I was giving one example. Two friends met each other after a long time. One friend asks other, all these days, have you remembered me once, twice? Other friend is just thinking, is not replying. He said, I am asking you this question. Have you remembered me in these days? He's not replying, he's thinking. So what are you thinking? He said, I am thinking that when I forget you, I never forget you. So this should be our position. Dear devotees, we are not from this material world. Neither we are from Vancouver, nor from Los Angeles, nor anywhere in the world. We belong to Krishna. We are Krishna's part and parcel. That is also clarified by Krishna. He is saying, Mame vanso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. We are jivas, we are not these bodies, souls. They are my part and parcel. We are all Krishna's part and parcel. But now, mana shashtani indriyani prakritim sthani karshati. Now what we are trying to do, this is said by Krishna, with six senses. Five senses, sixth is mind. We are trying to lord it over Krishna's material energy. We are trying to control everything. Though my body is not in my control, but I am trying to control everything. This is gross ignorance. We are under the control of laws of material nature. And material nature is punishing us. But we are not able to understand this because of our filthy mind, our filthy consciousness. But if you follow these instructions of Srila Prabhupada, of Krishna, Prabhupada has explained very nicely, we always engage ourselves thinking of Krishna, becoming Krishna's devotee, offering obeisances to Him and worshipping Him. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. In the 8th chapter, Prabhupada cites one example of Maharaja Bharat. Maharaja Bharat was king of the whole world. This whole world was Bharatavarsha. One ruler, Maharaja Bharat. He was the son of a great father. His father was Lord Rishabdev. He knew the purpose of life. He renounced his kingdom, renounced everything, went to the forest. There he attained the position, attained the samadhi. Samadhi is explained in the Vedic dictionary Nirukti. When minds give up to accept something and mind's business, bhoga tyag, to accept something, to reject something. This is mind's business. When mind has given its business, thinking of the self, that is called samadhi. That stage was attained. Please no talking in the back. That stage was attained by Maharaja Bharat. This very high stage. But what happened? One day, one she-deer was drinking water. His hermitage was at the bank of Gandaki river. He was sitting in a little hut. He saw one she-deer drinking water. Nearby there was a roaring of a lion. When she heard the roaring of lion, she was afraid the lion will come and eat me. She tried to cross over the river, tried to go to other side. When she was trying to cross the river, she was pregnant. She was fearful of lion. And she has a miscarriage. She gave birth to one little fawn, and she went across, and when she went other side, she looked at her newly born baby, and she died. Maharaj Bharat was watching this scene. He thought, oh no, this baby is without mother, so I must take care of him, because he's very kind, very merciful. We should be kind to all the living entities. All the living entities belongs to Krishna. By according to their karma, some have become animals, some have become man, some white, black, brown, karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. So, this little newly born deer, Maharaja Bharata brought and started taking care of him. He should have let him go when he's grown up, but now he became attached to that deer. Then what happened? One day he's grown up deer now, he left and he didn't come back. It's mentioned time and tides waits for no one. Maharaja Bharat's end of life came. See the Krishna's Maya, powerful energy of Krishna. Maharaja Bharat, in spite of thinking of Krishna, is thinking of that little deer. Oh, that deer was without mother. I was not taking proper care of him. And he died. His next body was a deer body. Then he was very sorry of what I did. But what can be done? In the deer body, he remembered his past, that I was the king of the whole world and what I did this. I became attached to a little deer. Now, in the deer body came to that Pulha ashram where Maharaja Bharat used to stay, eating the dry leaves and passing the time. When he left his body, the next body, he got the Brahmin body. There purposely he became deaf and dumb, not speaking anything with anybody, not hearing anything. This life I am not going to waste. In this lifetime I am going to return back home, back to Maharaj. Devotee, Lord is recommending here. Nowadays what's happening? People are loving the dogs. People are very much attached to dogs and sleeping with the dogs and playing with the dogs. Very risky situation. We should be following this verse. Engage your mind, always thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. We need to be completely absorbed, thinking of Krishna. Never forget him. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying, in this verse, it is clearly indicated that Krishna consciousness is the only means of being delivered from the clutches of this contaminated material world. Prabhupada is mentioning this material world contaminated. Why this is contaminated? Because this material world is Krishna's inferior energy. This also belongs to Krishna, created by Krishna. Why this world was created? Punish the offenders. Prabhupada gives the example. Government open schools, colleges, so that citizens can become good citizens, go to the schools, college, study. But then government is maintaining also prison houses. Why? Those who are criminal, they are put into prison. So in different degrees, we are all criminals and we are put into the prison. Now our business is, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, get out of this prison. What is the problem in this prison? Our nature is to enjoy. We want to enjoy. Like Krishna enjoys all the time, we also want to enjoy. But now we are separated from Krishna and we are looking for enjoyment in a wrong place. Just like a deer looking for a water in the desert. There is water at the bank of the river, but foolish deer is looking for a water in the desert. It's summer's time and a hot sun, looking around, is very thirsty, looks for something like water. He runs after that. That's called mirage. Sun's reflection on the sand looks like water. When he reaches there, he finds nothing. Again, because of his foolishness, he looks for water in the same desert. he runs in another place, third place, fourth place. We're running here and there. His body water gets finished and he dies there. Devotees, same is our position. We are looking for happiness in this miserable material world. There is no happiness in this miserable material world. Happiness is only unto the lotus feet of Krishna, coming to the shelter of Krishna. So, this is what Krishna is recommending here. And this is the purpose of life. This contaminated material world, Prabhupada is saying that clearly indicated that Krishna consciousness is the only means of being delivered from the clutches of this contaminated material world. This material world is contaminated with the lust, anger, greed, envy, aversion, false ego, so many things. We need to get out of here, not to get entangled here. And if we won't get out of here, then how we can get out of here? By becoming conscious of Krishna. By thinking of Krishna all the time. Never forgetting him. We don't know when the death is going to come. I don't know, you don't know. Me, you, he, she, nobody knows. I give one example in our place in Udhampur. One little boy, about 2.5-year-old boy, very nice boy, will come to the temple and pay his obeisances. At the age of 2.5 years, he left his body, he died. What is the guarantee of this life? No guarantee. We don't know when the death is going to come. So, how we can save ourselves from this death? By coming to the shelter of Krishna, by the mercy of a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. We need the mercy of devotees. Without the mercy of devotees like Srila Prabhupada, we cannot come close to Krishna. If we are fully Krishna conscious, totally dependent upon Krishna, and dependence upon Krishna will free us from all vices, lust, anger, greed, envy, aversion. Just like Srila Govindas Kaviraj Maharaj is saying, he is singing this bhajan. Bhaja Hure Mana Shri Nand Nandan Bhaja Abhaya Charanar Brindare Abhaya Abhaya Charanar Brindare Bhaja Bhure Mana Shri Nand Nandan Bhaja Abhaya Charanar Brindare Abhaya Charanar Brindare Abhaya Durlabh मान जन्म सत्संग तरह आए भाव दूरे अभय चरणार वृंद रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरणार वृंद रे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे दुर्लभ तरघाय भव सिंधु रे तरहाय अभय चरणार वृंद रे शीत आतप बात बरी सन ए दिन यामिनी जागी रे विफल से बिनु कृपन दुर्जन चपल सुख लाभ लागी रे चपल अभय चरणार वृंद रे ए धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन ए इति के अच्छे पर तीरे कमल दल जल जीवन टल मल कम भजहु हरि पद नीति रे अभय चरणार वृंद रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण बंदन इति के पाद सेवन दास रे पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे गोविंद जय नंद नंदन जय नंद नंदन जय जसोदा नंदन जय जसोदा नंदन जय देवकी नंदन जय देवकी नंदन जय सची नंदन जय सची नंदन जय Nanda Nandana Bhagavan ki. What are you doing? Keep it book here. Keep here. Devotees, in this song, Srila Govindas Kaviraj Maharaj, a pure devotee, is saying, my dear mind, you are very fearful. We are all fearful of death. Is there anybody here who is not fearful of death? Raise your hand. Everybody is fearful. But he's saying, if you worship the lotus feet of son of Maharaj Nanda, when you address Krishna through his devotees, he likes this. Actually, Krishna has no father, no mother, but he makes his pure devotees his father and mother. There's one Muslim devotee. He mentioned about Krishna, कहने को वो सुत नंद जसोदा के आप थे, वरना वो आप ही माई थे और आप ही बाप थे. In ordinary saying, that Krishna was son of Nanda Maharaj and Jasoda, but he was the father and mother of everyone. So, Govindas Maharaj is saying, this human body is very rare to achieve. Now you worship the lotus feet of son of Maharaj Nanda and cross this ocean of nations of this material world. Then he's saying, sometime you suffer with the winter, sometime cold. But you keep on serving the people, those who are not devotees. Kripana Durjan. Kripana means those who are miser. Brahman means very liberal. And Kripan, miser. Miser persons, they don't worship Krishna. They are miser, they are just wasting their time. You are serving Kripana Durjan. Those who are not good people, those who are Kripana. Why? They give you some money. But he's saying, don't serve them. Just serve Krishna, son of Nanda Maharaj. For temporary happiness, you serve these miserly people in this material world. You serve the lotus feet of Nanda Maharaj. Then he's saying, what is the guarantee of your money? Please, no talking in the back. What is the guarantee your money, your youthfulness, your sons, your relatives will give you happiness? Why not? Your life is just like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Even lotus petal little move, the drop will fall down. Same is your life. At any time, you can die. At any time you can leave this world. So what is the guarantee you will get happiness? No happiness here. You just worship the lotus feet of Nanda Maharaj. In the end, Srila Kaviraj Maharaj is saying, my desire is, I follow the 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. By following these 9 processes of devotional service and totally surrendering unto the lotus feet of Krishna, then only we can achieve the goal of our life, goal of human form of life. But right now I am surrendered to my senses. Whatever my unclean mind says, I do that. This mind needs to be cleansed. And it can only be cleansed. Very simple process recommended by Srila Prabhupada, which is in the scripture given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. In In any condition we are, doesn't matter. Just chant Hare Krishna. In one Hindi song it is mentioned, नाम के प्रताप से अजामिल तर गया, गणिका भी तर गई, सुदामा भी तर गया. By chanting the holy name of Krishna, Ajamil was a very sinful Brahmin. He was delivered, he returned back home, back to God. Ganika was a prostitute, she became pure devotee. Sudama was pure devotee, he always remembered Krishna. So we should chant the name of Krishna, not only 16 rounds. Lord Chaitanya said, Naam gane sadaruchi. Develop your taste to remember Krishna all the time. Sada means all the time. Naam gane sadaruchi, kitniye sadahariya. But our sense gratification, won't let us do this. When we start gratifying the senses, then we forget the real business of our life. Real business of our life is manmana ava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru mame veshasi yuktave matmanam matparayana. So we can only get out of this contaminated material world by becoming Krishna conscious. Sometimes unscrupulous commentators distort the meaning of what is clearly stated here. That all devotional service should be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Unfortunately, unscrupulous commentators divert the mind of the reader to that which is not at all feasible. Such commentators do not know that there is no difference between Krishna's mind and Krishna. Krishna is not an ordinary human being. He is absolute truth. His body, his mind, and he himself are one and absolute. It is stated in the Kurma Purana, as it is quoted by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami in his Anubhashya comments on Chaitanya Charitamrita, 5th chapter, Adi Leela, verse 41 to 48. Deha dehi videho ayam nesvare vidyate kochit. This means that there is no difference in Krishna, the Supreme Lord, between himself and his body. But because the commentators do not know this science of Krishna, they hide Krishna and divide his personality from his mind or from his body. Although this is sheer ignorance of the science of Krishna, some men make profit out of misleading people. Devotees, Krishna, as Prabhupada is explaining here, everything belongs to Krishna, is as good as Krishna. Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's deities, Krishna's pastime, they're all absolute. But in Kali Yuga, many people, as Prabhupada has mentioned here, although this is sheer ignorance of science of Krishna, some men make profit out of misleading people. Some people's business is to mislead others. One thing I like to say here, that we are very thankful to Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Radha Madan Mohan. Out of their causeless mercy, they sent Srila Prabhupada, who gave us the understanding of Bhagavad Gita as it is. No change, no adulteration. Prabhupada used to say, I'm just like a peon. You pick the files on one table and put on another table. I just like a postman. Somebody gets some money or any letter, postman deliver as it is, no change. I'm just a postman. So we have to become the real follower of Srila Prabhupada, who gave Krishna consciousness as it is, without any change. When we change, because my mind is unclean, because of so many lusty desires, so many dirty things in my mind, if I try to change Krishna's word, sometimes this lust, anger, greed makes us think that I am a great person. I know everything, but we don't know anything. We don't know how this body is being functioning, we don't know this. Krishna knows, and Krishna's pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, they know everything. So this Krishna consciousness is a gift of Srila Prabhupada to the whole world, and whole world is becoming Krishna conscious now by Prabhupada's mercy. So devotees, please try to understand this, try to become conscious of Krishna. And one thing we should remember, I was mentioning this morning time, we should not forget two things. दो बातन को भूल मत, जो चाहत कल्याण, नारायण एक मौत को, दूजे श्री भगवान. We should not forget two things, death and Krishna. Death is inevitable, it's going to come for everyone, and we are here to become conscious of Krishna. By remembering Krishna all the time, we will become conscious of Him. And when that inevitable time will come, death will come, if I will be thinking of Krishna, then my life is successful. I cited the example of Maharaja Bharat. Maharaja Bharat was such a great personality, renounced the king of the whole world, renounced palatial living, renounced wife, everything. But he became attached to a deer. Maya is very powerful. But if we take shelter of the holy name through Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare. Gradually there will be cleansing of our consciousness. When consciousness will be cleansed, then we will be able to pass that test in which we are all going to sit, me, you, he, she. That test is of leaving this world. That time nobody can help nobody. Only who can help us, to whom I have forgotten. This morning I was singing, who's my real friend? गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है, गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है. ओ बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है. ओ बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है. ओ गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। एवरीबॉडी लाउडर, ताली बजाओ। गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है। गोविंद गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है। ओ बांके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है। गोविंद मेरो है, गोपाल मेरो है। We say, my wife, my sons, my business, my. What do you speak of wife, sons, business, bank balance, limousine? This body is not mine even. This body one day is going to be cremated in the crematorium. If my body does not belong to me, then what to speak of other things? Only I belong to Krishna, Krishna belongs to me, but I have forgotten him. The message is, man mana madbhakto madhyajimam namaskaru mame veshasi yuktavev mat manam mat parayana. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances unto me and worship me, being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. And Lord is saying here, if you are completely absorbed in me, then surely you will come to me. This is the purpose of life. Dear devotees, thank you very much for listening, and please take to this process, which is very, very important for all of us, and perfect your life. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. Any question? Anybody has any question, comments? Now there is a prasadam for all of you. Please come and take.